Good Lord! How much bacon does a family need? Don't...
Hey up troops, welcome back to the Litanah army. I'm Lit and this is Fortnite Save the World. And what I want to check out today is the collection book and heroes that you can get right now that you may not have already. A lot of people ask me in the Discord, and especially newer players, do you know, which heroes should I get? Do you know, they ask me, is this hero any good? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go down a list. I'm going to go down each subclass that you've got. So soldiers, Outlanders, Constructors, and Ninjas, and then what we're going to do is I'm going to pick 2 from the collection book of each one. So I can only pick 2. Now, there might be others that are great in there as well, but I'm going to tell you the 2 that you should have from each section as well. So let's jump in. So what you do, when you first start the game, you've got the menu at the top, and you've got all these buttons along here. So play, map, heroes, squads, etc. So what you actually want to do is go over to Armory over here, which is the, 4th, 5th one along, and then go down to collection book down here. Now, if we go to an event hero, for example, say if you want Road Trip Rio, what you can actually do is, First Shot Rio is actually, you're going to struggle to get, because if you click on her, if you look down here, this person is not available to recruit. So event heroes and people from the events, you're not going to be able to get. But if we were to go back, and we go down to normal heroes, this is where we're going to be. So it's the second one down, and you want normal heroes. So what you want to look at is the 2 that I would pick from here. So let's look at soldiers. So 2 soldiers who I would definitely get from this section. The first one would be Special Forces. Now I've got her favorited, so she's not coming up in here. But if you get this one, all you do to actually recruit a hero is click on them. So I'll just go back one so that I can show you. So when you've got into this screen here, just click on the hero that you want. So Special Forces Banshee is awesome. So we click on here, then we just click on a name, and then we click Recruit Hero there. And that is it. And this is what you need to actually recruit: a training manuals and legendary Flux. Now, training manuals, I've done a guide on how to get tons of those, so have a look at that. I'll link that in the description down below or in the annotation up at the top. The legendary Flux, you can get that. You used to be able to get it in missions. I don't think so much anymore. But if you have a look in the store, so if we go to store, nope, if you go to loot and you go to event store, if you go down here, you'll tend to find that you can buy up legendary Flux. Oh, it's right there, look. So you can just buy that, you know, in 5s. I've used all mine recently, so there's not a lot left. But that's all you do. It's dead easy to get legendary Flux. You can only get so much each time, I believe. Or is this uncapped now? It looks like this. Oh, 9 left, look. So if you look on there, if I just go back, so if I go to buy some more, look, if you look on there, it says 8 left. So you can only buy 10 of those, 10 lots of 5. So that's 50 in total that I can get out of there. There you go. So I can just keep doing that until it's all gone. So let's go back to the armory then. Go back to the collection book. And we want to go heroes. So that's one of the soldiers that we've got. So Special Forces Banshee is by far, you know, the first one that I would go for. Also in there, obviously, you've got the Urban Assault. Now, this is probably the first one you pick up. If you've not got Urban Assault, then this is the bread and butter hero. This is probably the best hero in the game at the moment. In all different guises, you know, there's other Urban Assault subclasses out there. But, you know, this is the original. You know, this is the OG, if you like, of that particular class. So again, all you do, just click on a, you know, recruit hero like we did before. But the reason that she's so good, if we just go on to inspect onto there, if you go down to the bottom, she's got an insane rate of fire. She does huge amounts of single target DPS. She's got increased damage on assault weapons. And on top of that as well, she's got these 2 as well. So keep out, so her grenades give like a static field around her. And she's got Kneecapper, so increases the effectiveness of debilitating shot vulnerability, stacks to 9%, which means she softens enemies, she makes them weaker, or they're constantly taking damage, or they're more susceptible to damage the more that she fires at them. So, you know, an absolute all-round beast of a hero. There's many people who play Fortnite Save the World who only use, this character. But, you know, if you want to have fun and mix it up a bit, then you can do that. Notable mention, and a huge notable mention, would be the Master Grenadier as well. Some would argue that the Master Grenadier is better than Special Forces Banshee, and there's a great argument for that as well there as well. But, you know, if you want a good AoE, a good AoE soldier, someone who can get rid of waves at a time and in big areas, actually as well, really easy to play, then you would go Master Grenadier. You know, really simple to play. It's weird because she's a good entry-level character, yet she's a mythic and she's tough to get. If we click on her, and we click Recruit Hero, look at this, you need 250 legendary Flux. So she's quite tough to get, but, you know, definitely worth saving up for. What you can do with this guide is actually, you know, make plans, maybe make some notes, write them down of the heroes who you want to get from the collection book. But all these heroes are available to you right now. All you've got to do is actually get the mats to get them, and not everybody knows that. So if we look at constructors then, the obvious choice first of all is Mega Base Kyle. So right down at the bottom here, this is Mega Base Kyle, and if we preview item, I'll show you for why. We go down here. So look, a base specialist focused on a maximum size, maximum damage, and great wall strength. Now, he's not the best on his own, but if you couple him up with other people, say like Hotfix Hazard, Power Base, and some of the other heroes, then he's probably for me anyway, like I said, this is all personal opinion, but for me, he's the best constructor in the game. Another great hero, if you can't get hold of Mega Base Kyle, and one that I used for a long time, when I first got him, was Power Base Kyle. Also another great one as well. If you go, whoa, we don't want to slot him. So if we go down to him, I just nearly did that on purpose. This is where I don't focus, you see. So if we go down to preview item, let's concentrate here. And then if we go down here, look, it has a huge base with strong self-repairing walls and some limited resource generation. So if you can't get him, then maybe go for the power base. One who I used to use a lot, who was my first legendary hero that I ever got, was this one, the Hotfix Hazard. So if we have a quick look on him as well, if we go down here, a base that auto-repairs walls, several perks geared towards regenerating resources and using them efficiently. Now, if you level him up all the way, the good thing about him is you can actually sometimes cheese an objective just by repairing the walls. If you're fast with it and you're in an area that's slightly under where you are, you need to be probably a little bit under level. Or if you have multiple walls set up, you know, David Dean's got a great base that would work with this guy, then what you will find is you can kind of just sit behind your base and the walls will kind of never go down because you can just auto repair them. But if you mix him up with somebody like Mega Base Kyle, it becomes a really deadly concoction. So I'm supposed to get 2 from here, but you've got Mega Base Kyle. I'm trying not to mention the mythics. If it's a mythic, I'm trying to give you like 2 others. So Mega Base Kyle is obviously your priority. Then I would say Power Base, and then for me personally, it would be Hotfixer. Some of the good ones in there, though, again, you know, Tank Penny's also great as well. That's probably the main ones I would go for in there. Now, if we move over to ninjas then, so I'm moving over, I would probably say in here, right, obviously Dragon Scorch is going to be, again, personal choice, Dragon Scorch would be my number 1. Phenomenal wave clear, good survivability, and I think at the minute he's one of the 3 only viable ninjas in the game at the moment. And by viable, you know, like I always say, you can play any hero in this game, but Dragon Scout is by far, for me, the most fun to play. He's got this huge Dragon Slash wave clear, which just means that he has some great abilities. He's got more survivability than a lot of the other ninjas, and he just does huge amounts of damage over a wide area. So definitely a fun one to play. If you're into ninjas or you're just starting out into ninjas, I would probably go Dragon Scorch. Another great one as well. There's 2 great ones actually as well. And it's not what you think, because you would think I'd say Swordmaster Ken. I'm not a huge fan of Swordmaster Ken, but I would say, you know, Assassin Sarah's one of them. You know, she's a decent hero. Mainly, the main reason that I've got her, though, if we just put preview item, I use this one for the bonus most of all. So if you look at it, increases maximum energy by 8%. Probably use it for that more than anything. So Assassin Sarah's pretty good. The other one, though, the one I would use more would be the Shuriken Master, which is this one. Now, if we look on her and we look at inspect item and we go to bonuses, this is the big one. So increases all ability damage by 10%. So that one's a really big one, and one that you can use with so many heroes. I mean, you can use that with the Reclaimer, you can use that with Urban Assault, anyone who's ability heavy, Ragnarok, anyone who uses a lot of abilities as a hero, then you really want to be getting this person in the support slot. You know, Shuriken Master Sarah is a must-have. So then, in order for the ninjas, then I would probably start with Dragon Scorch first as the number 1. Then I would go Shuriken Master for the abilities that you get on there as well. And then after that, probably Assassin Sarah would be my 3rd choice. Swordmaster's great if you've got the mats to get him. You know, he's probably not someone I would target and go for, which is what this guy is. I'm trying to give you heroes to actually target and try and get. But, you know, he's okay. He's not a bad hero. He's just not as good as what the other ones are. Okay, then, which takes us on to the Outlanders. So with the Outlanders, the first one you're going to go for is Striker AC. So this is the main guy. I've done a really good review on him, and a few other YouTubers as well have covered this guy as well. The main reason with this guy, he's got this anti-material charge that is just beastly when it comes to farming. If you get 1 blue node, and because they're broken at the minute, the nodes, all you need is one blue fragment, if you like, 1 blue charge fragment on the map, then you're pretty much good to go, and you can just farm insane amounts of, be it mechanical parts, be it nuts and bolts, be it, you know, all the base materials, so like wood, brick, and metal. This guy is just the absolute king when it comes to that kind of thing. So he's definitely one who you should target first. The next one, if you're looking for like rare ores and things like that, or rare materials, would obviously be Pathfinder Jess. She used to be really rare, like really hard to get hold of, but now not so much. But Pathfinder Jess is another great one because she has these loot llamas, and if we go all the way down to the bottom here, you get this look, Diamond Llama. So it increases the yield of building materials and crafting ingredients within the loot llama by 50%, and that's quite significant as well. So it drops crystals and doubles the amount of ore dropped when the llama is completely destroyed. So that in itself is a great skill, and actually just had her at the top of the pile for a long time. It's only because Striker AC's cooldowns and all the boosts that he got and all the extra bumps that he got in the latest patches have just pushed him slightly above her. But, you know, Pathfinder Jess has been the go-to Outlander for us for a long time. So, in order then, so Striker AC, that's not Striker AC, that's Shock Specialist. You got Striker AC up there, and then Pathfinder Jess. Another really good one, if we were to do a third, I think I've done 3 for most of these now, would be the Recon Scout for me. And again, this one is more for the ability bonus that you're going to get on there. So if we preview item and go to bonuses, you can give all your heroes this look. 3% extra chance to find double loot. Support bonuses are applied to your primary hero when this hero is in your support slot. So a great one there, Recon Scout Eagle Eyes, a really good one to have just for this one. So the 3% extra chance to find double loot, and that scales up as you level the character up as well, is definitely worth it. I mean, she's okay as a hero on her own, in fact. I mean, if we go right down to the bottom, if you look on there, it uses Phase Shift and Keen Eyes to swiftly explore and hunt for rare loot. Again, do you know, you tend to find expeditions are better at the job than what the hero is there, because if you just target your expeditions in a better way, you'll tend to find you'll do a little bit better than what you will farming with the Recon Scout. But if you put the Recon Scout in to your support slot, then you'll tend to find you'll have a better time of it, because you'll be able to find things that you wouldn't normally be able to see. Okay, and a final one, just a huge notable mention then would be this guy, the Ranger. So if you look at the Ranger here, if we just go down to his right up down at the bottom, mobile combatant with Phase Shift and powerful pistol perks is a really good combat Outlander. It's so fun to play, and do you know what, it will get the most out of your pistol weapons. If I'm doing a pistol review, I tend to try and, well, I'm going to try, because I've only just recently leveled this guy up myself, you tend to try and use this guy. So Ranger Deadeye is just great for using pistols and that kind of thing as well, if that's your thing. So just a super quick rundown then, we'll just run down each one. So we've got Special Forces Banshee and the Urban Assault are the main ones in there, and then obviously Master Grenadier is going to be the third slot. The Constructors, you're going to go for Mega Base Kyle as your absolute number one, he is a mythic, and then after that you're going to go for the Power Base and then potentially the Hot Fixer. With Ninjas, I would go Dragon Scorch as my main choice on there, and then Shuriken Master as a second. If you want to get Swordmaster Ken and Assassin Sarah as seconds, you can do, more than viable choices, but definitely those two first. You definitely want Dragon Scorch, and you want the Shuriken Master second with that one. And then with the Outlanders in there, you actually want Striker AC as your number one choice, and then you want Pathfinder Jess as your number two choice. So I hope that's been helpful. Just to quickly show you, if you wanted to get Pathfinder Jess out of the book, we just click on a name there, click on her there, click Recruit a Hero, and then that's it. You just need the training manuals and the Legendary Flux as well. We just bought 3 lots there, so we've got 15. No way we can get anywhere near the right amount that we need. I don't know how many to give you each month. Maybe someone could comment that down below. But do you know what? That's the best way to do it. Okay then guys, so we're going to leave it there. I hope that's been helpful and has helped you targeted. If you want to find out if a hero's good or not, if you drop it in the comments and ask if a particular hero's any good, the community on this channel has been so helpful and so great. And you know what, we tend to really like new players on this channel, you know, and in the Discord as well as the seasoned veterans as well. But because we've got such a good mix, if you actually ask if your hero's any good in the comments down below, either myself or someone will answer you and just give you their opinion. Just remember, you know, I always say this, all heroes are viable in Fortnite Save the World. You know, you have to play what you enjoy. Like, for example, I don't have a great time with ninjas. It's not really my class. It's not really my play style. It doesn't really fit how I play the game. However, there are people that only play ninjas, and they're great at them as well. I was with one last night when I was farming the hero XP, and that ninja, you know, got the top combat scores. They were really good to play with, really fun, and we had a great time of it. So there's no one who you can't play. Don't think that these are, you know, absolutes. If you've got someone who you just like the look of, or someone who you think just plays well, or you just like the feel of that character, then I would definitely implore you to go for that character. But a huge thanks for watching, guys. If you're not part of the Litanah army already, make sure you hit that subscribe button as you leave, and I will catch you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching this, guys.